Welcome to your Ethereum News Roundup. Here's your latest for Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Public Goods Network winds down its OP stack chain. Dencun successfully activates on the Goerli testnet. AltLayer introduces its alt token launch. And Aave Labs proposes to take Go cross-chain. All this and more starts right after this message. This episode is sponsored by Harpy, an on-chain security solution for Ethereum-based wallets. Harpy helps you detect and prevent malicious transactions before they execute, safeguarding your assets from theft in real time. Secure your wallet for free at harpy.io/ETHdaily. Public Goods Network, an OP stack chain focused on funding public goods through sequencer fees, has announced plans to wind down the chain over the next 6 months. Public Goods Network aimed to implement contract-secured revenue powered by EIP 6969, which enabled dApp developers to generate revenue through sequencer fees. Kyle Weiss, who spearheaded the project, pointed to several factors behind the decision to wind down. The factors include the absence of essential infrastructure, technical constraints, difficulties in migrating a user base, operational costs surpassing initial estimates, inadequate liquidity, and the lack of user incentives. Additionally, Weiss highlighted a misalignment between the Gitcoin Foundation and Gitcoin over the network's purpose. For users looking to transfer their assets out of Public Goods Network, options include Layer Swap or the network's native bridge. The network will be sunset by June of 2024. Ethereum's Dencun upgrade has successfully activated on the Goerli testnet at epoch 231680. Dencun consists of the Cancun upgrade on the execution layer and the Deneb upgrade on the consensus layer. The upgrade activates blob transactions, transient storage, and a new blob-based fee opcode, among other updates. Goerli experienced missed blocks and a low participation rate during the upgrade, which tends to occur for testnet upgrades. The chain proceeded to finalize roughly 3 hours later. Goerli marks the first of 3 testnets to activate Dencun. Sepolia is the next testnet to undergo the upgrade on January 30th, followed by Holsky on February 7th. Ethereum mainnet is expected to undergo the activation by the end of this quarter. Rollup as a service provider AltLayer introduced its alt token launch, which will go live on January 25th. Alt will serve as the protocol's native fee token, governance token, and economic bond asset. Apart from a token generation event hosted on Binance Launchpad, AltLayer announced an airdrop allocation for early supporters. Users who held certain AltLayer badge NFTs and participated in its altitude campaigns are eligible for the airdrop. EigenLayer restakers and Celestia stakers were also included in the initial airdrop. Restake Rollups, a new framework designed by AltLayer, introduces rollup services using EigenLayer's actively validated services. The alt token is not yet claimable. And lastly, Aave Labs published a proposal to bring its native Go stablecoin cross-chain using Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol. The proposal aims to enhance Go liquidity, accessibility, and interoperability across multiple networks. The stablecoin is currently only accessible mainly on Ethereum mainnet. CCIP uses a lock, burn, and release mint bridging mechanism. A technical implementation and analysis still needs to be performed prior to the proposal's execution. In other news, Socket releases an incident report, Hop supports bridging to Linea mainnet, and Coinbase meets the SEC in a court hearing for their lawsuit. This has been a roundup of today's top news stories in Ethereum. You can support this podcast by subscribing on Castbox and following us on X at ETHdaily. Also subscribe to our newsletter at ethdaily.io. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.